we're going to bake a mango loaf, and we're going to jazz it up a bit by adding some CBD drops into it. Now, if you've got CBD drops in your mango loaf, for me it means that I can get a little bit of that daily goodness by having a little treat. I always work out the CBD prior to starting the baking and think about who I'm going to be giving the baking to as well. So with this mango loaf, I'll be giving it to a few of the people at work and maybe a few friends and family. There's 10 slices serving in the mango loaf, so I always work backwards with the CBD drops. And it's important to think about those things before you start baking, because if you get to the end and all your hands are dirty and then you've got to go and look up how many milligrams in your drops, it's just a pain. So for me, I want to put 10 milligrams into each slice, because the people who will be having it might not be used to taking CBD regularly. If it was just for myself, I'd probably have 25 milligrams in a slice, but I also don't want to eat a whole mango loaf to myself. So my recipe's got 30 drops in of our 1000 milligram oils, and just bear in mind, whatever milligram oil you're using, it's going to affect how many drops you're putting in. If it's the 500 milligram, then it'd be 60 drops, and if it's the 2000 milligram, then it would be 15 drops. And always remember, not all CBD is the same, so just because your bottle says it's got 1000 milligrams in, it doesn't actually mean it's the same amount of drops, because it also depends how big your bottle is. Now at Heart-Hemp, all our bottles are 10 ml at the moment, so I know that 10 ml of our 1000 milligram will mean that you are getting 4 milligrams of CBD oil per drop, so I know that I need to put 30 drops in this recipe. A little bit of math at the end of it for you to see how I've worked out this one, and then you can just replace what we've used to decide how many to put in yours. So let's get cooking. As I said, I've got all the ingredients ready first, and you might see this little thing here. This is actually a post-it note, and I like to write the steps as I'm cooking, and as I've done each bit, I peel it off. I find it difficult when I'm using cookery books and I'm trying to look at all the ingredients and the instructions, and I lose where I am, and I get them all dirty and all the pages get stuck together. So I just like to list out this here so I don't forget anything, or I put it in the oven and then I go, oh man, I forgot to put my CBD drops in. So that's my little handy guide there. It's all measured out ready, as you'll see at the start of the video, and right at the minute I'm putting in my butter and my sugar. Just get all that in there. Okay. And it's telling me to mix this till pale and fluffy. Now I'm using a metal spoon because I've read up that metal spoons just help your cooking cakes rise a little better than a wooden spoon, something to do with the air bubbles or something like that, who knows. That smells good. There's that one done. Now it's telling me to add my eggs one at a time, and there's 3 eggs all together, and mix one each at a time. So there's one in there. Let's give that a little mix. Egg number 2. Egg number 3. You see the mix is getting really nice and liquid now. It's looking good. Now it's telling me to fold in the flour, the baking powder and the vanilla essence. Now I always like to sieve my flour as I'm doing it. So I'll just pop that in there. A little bit more. And this is plain flour that I've got in here. Okay, there's the flour. So I'm going to fold in the flour first. And again, this is the bit where if you use a metal spoon, you know, it does help the cake rise better than if you use a wooden spoon. It's just folding it in nicely. And again, it's another reason why just measuring out your ingredients before you start really helps with this side of it, because if you've got too much, too little and you're guessing, you'll often find a disappointing result when you get it all out of the oven. So I folded in some flour there. Already got my baking powder measured out there. And vanilla essence is literally just a couple of drops. So, oh, a bit sticky there. And this is where I've got my apron on as well. Dirty work doing cooking. So again, just fold this in. And it's all starting to look like a cake mix now, which is good. And on a YouTube video we've got of this, we will mark the little bits of the video. Just means if you want to skip ahead, then go right ahead and do that. But for those of you that want to watch it and make it in real time, you know, it just helps see if you're doing everything right. And also saves you while you're watching YouTube as well. You can just leave the video playing. Hopefully we're doing things at the same time. You don't have to touch your phone, get your screen all dirty, pausing it and saying, what did she say again? Okay, so I'm happy that that's folded in. Right, now this is the bit where it's a little bit different because we're adding our CBD oil. So the one I've got here is our 1000 milligram CBD oil. Like I say, I know that there's 4 milligrams in each drop of this oil. There's 10 slices in this mango loaf, and I want about 10 to 12 milligrams to be in each slice. So I'm now going to drop 30 drops of this into here. Now, a lot of people think it's expensive baking with CBD, but I know that if you want to buy a CBD brownie, for example, online, they tend to cost about £2.50 a brownie. So if it's a similar thing for the mango cake, for example, 10 slices, that would be £25. Well, adding your CBD oil yourself is nowhere near that cost. So there's 10. There's 10. And there's 10. So I've got 30 drops in here, and like I say, that's 12 milligrams per slice of mango loaf. That'll work out too. And our CBD oils have got MCT oil as the carrier base in there, so it's really good for things like cooking. I'm just going to give that good mix in, so that I should make sure that each slice has got about the same dosage in it. Obviously, if you want yours stronger or less strong, then just adjust the dosage accordingly, and just make sure you know exactly how many mils are in each drop before you start doing that. Okay, right, now it's adding the mango bits, but you can see I've just saved a few of the mango slices back because we want those for toppings after it's all cooked. So I'm just going to pop those in there. And what I found with a mango as well that's useful is if you weigh your mango out on the scales before you've cut it up, you might think you've got too much mango, but as you start cutting your mango, you can hit hard bits of it that aren't quite ripe yet. So I found that when I weighed my mango, it was about 325 grams. But by the time I'd got all the right bits of the mango off that I wanted, I'd got the right amount left. So I just reweighed it when I'd cut it up into the blocks, just to make sure I'd got the right amount. So you can see that there. That's looking all nicely mixed. And then what you need to do now, is grease a loaf tin, add the mix and put it in the oven. So I've already greased mine. I've just used literally my fingers and some butter to spread around here, but you can use whatever you like. Oh, that looks lovely. And then this is going in an oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about gas mark 4. Okay, just smoothing that all out. I'm just putting this in the oven. There we go, and that's the cake part, and the cake needs 1 hour in the oven, so set your timers for that, and then we'll come back in a sec and I will do the topping with you. The timer's just gone off on the oven, so I'm just going to get the mango loaf out. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's risen lovely, looks absolutely lovely. So I'm going to leave it on this wire rack now to cool down, and I'm going to leave it there for, I'd say, at least half an hour, because I'm going to put some icing over the top of it. Now it's up to you whether you want to finish it off or not because of the calories, anything like that. But I'm going to put some icing and mango on top when we're done. I need that to cool down fully before I do any of that, otherwise the icing will just melt and go everywhere. So now we've got the mango loaf, it's all cool now. Just going to score around the edges, and I do love these silicone loaf trays because it's so easy to get your cake out of. It doesn't stick, it's really good. So just see that. Just going to pop that on a plate ready, and then I'm going to do the icing sugar now. So it's a little bit different with the icing sugar here. We're going to sift the icing sugar. Again, this has all been weighed out. All the ingredients are in the bio and the links. Just give that a nice sift. See, it's not nice when you've got lumpy bits in your icing sugar. And then this is looking like a nice little mountain of icing sugar inside the bowl. I'm just going to press some of that down, give it a helping hand. Okay, and again, glad I got the apron on because it gets super dirty. And if you do like this, we do have some merch. We don't put it on the website, but if you email us in and ask us about them, we can always get them to you. And then with this recipe, a little bit different here. Instead of mixing just water, this is actually orange juice, but you might want to use mango juice or something else. It just gives the icing sugar a little bit of a different flavour, which complements the mango cake quite nicely. So I'm just going to add a little bit and then give it a good stir. And every time I'm doing icing sugar, I always think there's no way that tiny bit of liquid's going to get this all, you know, in the right place. But it always does seem to. So just give that a really good stir. Call me a liar now because I haven't quite got enough. So just add a tiny little bit at a time, because if you do end up with it too runny, it's difficult to bring back when it's too runny. Yeah, that's getting it now. So definitely working these abs and arm muscles today as well. Got it. And that's a lovely consistency now. And it's just got this little orangey tinge to it, if you can see it. Again, it just kind of just makes it look a little bit more interesting as well. So now, just for the final touch, we're just going to drizzle some over. And I'm not particularly creative when it comes to baking, so you can take more time, do it a lot more artistic if you want to as well. I'm just going to smooth mine over. There we go. And then, because this is heart hemp, I've of course got a heart hemp stencil. So I'm actually going to sprinkle a little pattern on mine using cinnamon. I quite like using cinnamon in a lot of stuff. I put it in my morning coffee with CBD as well, because you know, they do say it's got fat burning properties in it. So let's see how I get on with this. And then just a couple of mango slices as well. And then that's mine all done. I'll put a picture on the end of this so you can see what it looks like. Tastes good, I'm sure. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, comment below. Drop us an email, visit the website www.heart-hemp-cbd.co.uk, and you can get all your CBD oils, capsules, muscle rubs and gummies from our site. If you want the oil that we've been using today, that's been the 1000 milligram 10ml oil, and it's the original flavour I've used in this one today. Okay, have a great day everybody. Thanks for watching.